Hey, Red here. Welcome back to another installment of Comic Book Gimmicks. Don't get weird though, or I'll throw you out. Let's get into it.
Quiet Red Media. Shh.
This time around, the gimmick we're looking at is the 1990s series called Good Guys. Never heard of it? Well, that's why I'm here. And also, cause your mom owes me $6. I'm not free, you know. The Good Guys was a series by the now defunct Defiant Comics, an imprint started by Jim Shooter in 1993, after departing as editor-in-chief from Defiant Comics. The company was short-lived, only surviving from 93 to 1995. In that time, though, there seemed to be high hopes for the imprint. There were graphic novels, trading card sets, and even plans for a company-wide crossover event, for which Shooter definitely had a penchant. I actually own the first issue of Defiant's flagship title, Warriors of Plasm. A series which seemed to ultimately help in bringing about the demise of the company. Marvel actually sued Defiant over the original name of the series, Plasm. See, Marvel UK had a title called Plasmer, and deeming this too close for comfort, took Defiant to court. Although Defiant won the suit, the drain in financial resources, totaling somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 in legal fees, proved to be a death blow for the company. Quite a shame, really, as Marvel's book Plasmer was forgettable at best and only ran for like 4 issues. Doesn't really seem worth tanking a whole company over, but this is big business fuckery in a nutshell. Not to mention that Marvel UK ended up shutting down in 95 as well, so an utter waste of everybody's time. Dick move, Marvel. Gary, looks like your idea's a no-go. You know the one. Double Dog Daredevil? Told you that was a bad idea. But, in the short time they were around, Defiant weren't shy about dabbling in gimmicks, as evidenced by the crossover plans, the multiple trading card books they did, etc. And the topic at hand is a perfect example. The Good Guys was one of the initial titles from Defiant, and ran for 9 issues, plus an issue 1.5 which was collected from issues of Preview magazine. This series was unusual in that the characters were sort of crowdsourced from fan-submitted concepts. Not just that, but the actual likeness and name of each character was that of fans who were chosen from the contest for the series. Each entrant was to submit an essay in which they named their character, pitched their powers, and explained why they should be a hero. From my research, it sounds like the guys at Defiant had a general idea of these 7 characters and went about finding kids that worked for each one. In an interview with his son, writer Jan Childress said that they actually found 8 essays that they really liked, so they ended up crafting a new story to accommodate the extra character. The story involves some kids going to a comic shop to get an autograph from Rob Liefeld, the coolest comics artist going. And wait, is that? Okay, anyway. So, various youngsters have the same idea, but at the store, a magic box that one of the kids was carrying pops open and alters the kids. A group of them walks into a magical portal where they discover their powers a little more, while another little snot escapes with the box and finds he's also been given abilities. It turns out many more people ended up getting powers too, and the kids stumble into those of them with less than cordial personalities. Basically, they do superhero stuff while referencing comic books and 90s era zeitgeist fare. So, essentially some kids won a contest to be their original character in an actual comic book. Pretty cool if you're one of those kids. Also, one of the most blatant gimmicks I've come across. A whole comic series built around a contest? Yup, checks out. Between that and the added bit of gimmick and the way they did issue 1.5, actually, let's hit that real quick. So I mentioned this before, but it's actually kind of cool. So issue 1.5 was 26 pages, but it was released in pieces over the course of 12 issues of Preview magazine. Collecting all of them made up the entire special issue. I don't know why, but I think that's a neat idea. I want to steal it. You can't tell anybody, okay? Or I'll fucking kill. They had planned more entries in the series, but the company going under sort of cut those plans short. In my opinion, Defiant had some interesting properties, but this wasn't one of them. It's just not something I'd actually get into. It's just and only a gimmick, really. If you want to check out some Defiant stuff, keep in mind they pretty much all got cut short, but I'd go with something like Warriors of Plasm or maybe Dark Dominion. Those actually had some potential. So there you have it, another little story about a weird gimmick. Wish fulfillment for some lucky youngsters and a gimmicky series for the company to launch off of. Symbiotic nerdistry at its finest. What a gimmick, eh? Right here. I just wanted to remind all you good folks to check out our website. There you can find free comics and writings from moi, and if you dig it, consider signing up for the email list. I promise I don't spam, and once I've got a respectable number of signups, I'll be moving forward with the graphic novel. You can check out more info about that on the site too. Links in the description. Peace.